You're about to listen to a Gaming Stooges podcast with your regularly scheduled Stooges.
I'm Jack.
The internet calls me Cloud.
And I'm Landon.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and if you do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on Twitch, or joining our Discord. Let's get on with the show.
Hi, everybody. We've got another Gaming Stooges podcast for you. And in our first episode, we talked about game controllers, wanted to talk about something to ease us into our new podcast series. But today, we actually wanted to talk about a special series to us in gaming, Kirby. We all play Kirby. We don't get to talk about Kirby much. So this podcast is dedicated to the little pink puffball that we all know and love. All three of us are big fans of the Kirby series, to varying degrees. Let's go around the room and start off with, where did you guys start playing Kirby? What was your first experiences with the series?
Who wants to go first?
I can go first if you need to think for a second.
Oh, no, I know exactly where I started.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I don't know exactly where I started. I remember being a young, probably 8 or 9 years old, probably like 9-ish, played City Trial in Kirby's Air Ride.
Oh.
On my friend's GameCube. That was my first experience, period, with a Kirby game. I loved it. I was familiar with Kirby from, like, Smash Brothers, so, like, I knew about him. I just hadn't really played any of his games.
Wow.
I played a little bit of Kirby 64 at a friend's house, never owned it. I think, like, the DS was where, like, I really got started with Kirby. Because I think it was, like, Superstar Ultra and Squeak Squad and Canvas Curse are, like, the first 3 games I can think that I actually, like, thoroughly played to completion. And then I would go back and play shit like Nightmare in Dreamland and Actually, I didn't play Amazing Mirror until the 3DS eShop, so yeah, that's about it. I'm a youngin'. I played
We'll go more into depth on, like, the individual games as we go through them.
Yeah.
My first experience with Kirby is... So I can't pin this down because all of my experiences with gaming, like from like 1997 to like 1999, early 2000, extremely vague for me. I know I started playing games in 1997. I was 5 years old. I remember playing Super Mario Bros. 3. I want to say I was 7 or so, or maybe 8. My first experience was very likely, I had a cousin whose house I was over, and they had a Super Game Boy on their Super Nintendo, and they had a copy of Kirby's Dream Land 2. That was most likely my first experience with a Kirby game, was playing Kirby's Dream Land 2 through the Super Game Boy. I know it's kind of like a very niche, unique way of starting Kirby. If it wasn't that, though, it might have come after my other experience with Kirby, which was actually when I was 10. Maybe I didn't play Kirby till I was like 10 or 11. I'm not sure. But my other, like, experience with Kirby very early on was when I was in foster care when I was 10 years old. And one of the games that my foster family, for some reason, just had a copy of lying around their house was Kirby's Pinball Land. And I had my Game Boy Color that my mom managed to find and give to me before I went into foster care. The only game that she had originally found, though, was Pokemon Yellow, because that's what was in it. So that's what I played for a bunch of my first time. But when I got moved at one point, my foster parents that were taking care of me, which were actually my aunt and uncle, they had a copy of Kirby's Pinball Land. I remember specifically playing that. So I don't remember if it was Pinball Land or Dreamland 2, but it was one of those two. So I did start on the Game Boy with Kirby. What about you, Landon?
Crystal Shards. I played like 2 levels of that or something. I think I got to the first boss. I think we were like renting it at the time. But like the first game I owned was Air Ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What was... Well, I guess, Clyde, you kind of answered that question. I think the first one I owned was...
Well, no, I didn't actually really answer that, because I didn't own either game.
Well...
I think my first owned game was... I think it was Squeak Squad, honestly.
Mine might have also been Squeak Squad. I don't quite remember. It was... I got... It was either Squeak Squad or Canvas Curse. Because I got one of those two before Superstar Ultra, and I can't remember which. I don't know. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm almost positive my first owned game was Squeak Squad.
It's Cheese Whiz. Cheese Whiz, what was your first Kirby game?
He's shy. He doesn't want to say what his first Kirby game was. He's afraid of being judged. We're a judgment-free zone here. We don't judge you for your taste in Kirby. If you want to say your first game, your favorite game was Mass Attack, we are going to be kind of weirded out, but we'll respect it.
I won't. Get the fuck out of here, cat.
So, Landon, what was the first one you owned, if you remember?
Air Ride.
Then we'll start going around. Yeah,
Air
yeah,
Ride.
Air Ride.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So,
Air Ride.
That's how this conversation started.
Yeah.
So, the first, what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room, but we're going to start with the main series games. I've got the Kirby series page up on the Kirby Wiki. This site was extremely informative. If you ever want to learn about Kirby, the Kirby fandom wiki is definitely the way to go. We're going to go through the main series that they have listed, and then we'll go through spin-offs. Spin-offs will probably not spend nearly as much time on, because we want to talk about how the series has evolved over time as well. We'll stop, though, when we get to the spin-offs and talk about the games that we like. But, of course, we have to start where the beginning is. The beginning is Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy. August 1st, 1992 was the original release date. Came out the same year that I was born, which is kind of cool. What is your experience with Kirby's Dream Land? We've got a lot of iconic stuff introduced in this game, like the setting, the characters, the concept of an extra mode. Not copy abilities. That did not start in this game.
Nope.
No, you never played it, or no?
It just didn't have
no
copy
abilities.
abilities. I was just agreeing with that. I've played this game a few times, honestly. It's so easy. It's super baby easy and baby short. But
it's extremely short.
It's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I own it. I don't remember the first time I played it. It was definitely pretty early in. I first owned Kirby's Dream Land. First played it I want to say late 2000s, early 2010s probably. It is super short. You can beat this game in a half hour. It's probably about as long as Super Mario Land. So I mean, it's the same kind of bite-sized adventure.
Yeah, but it's a Game Boy game, so it's
it
built around
is.
And not having a save function. So
it's especially, you're right. It's especially an early era Game Boy game before they actually decided to really make save game files and adventures that were a bit more robust on the system. We wouldn't really see those kind of things outside of Link's Awakening, and that was a year later, right? That came out in 93. So
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so Kirby's Dream Land, the first game, was kind of a relic of its era, but I mean, you've got the introduction of Kirby, DDD, Wispy Woods, Kracko, other major characters that we've seen over and over and over again. Levels for Kirby's Dream Land, I listed off all the levels for each of these, by the way. But you've got Green Greens, you've got Castle Lololo, which in my notes I put lol. I don't know how that extra L came in there. Float Islands, Bubbly Clouds, and Mount DDD. That is absolutely wrong. But yeah, Kirby's Dream Land, one thing I think I appreciate about the first game is that even now, in the newest Kirby games, we still see traces of the design that they came up with the first Dream Land. You don't have copy abilities, but a lot of the vibes and the just overall aesthetic, design choices, a lot of that is still there.
It's just a Kirby game. It's Kirby.
Yeah.
Kirby Blueprint. That's it.
One thing I noticed, though, that was different was I was replaying it recently. You know how, like, the Kirby games typically, when you have the doorways, you got the little stars above them to signify that you can go through the door? Not the first game. The first game didn't do that. Like, I was replaying it, and now there was, like, I was going through, and I was like, wait a minute, this is a... Like, I was confused. Like, there was, like, certain doors I was trying to go through, and I was like, I had to, like, take a double take, and I was like, that looks like a door, but doesn't look like a door.
Well, I think Kirby's Adventure is kind of in the same boat where some of the doors don't have that star above it.
Yeah, I didn't play Adventure as itself. But speaking of Adventure, I mean, I don't think we really have much to say about Kirby's Dream Land besides, you know.
Are we going through and giving letter grades to things?
Yes.
Or are we doing that at the end?
We're gonna go through. By the way,
and we're just doing it on the way there.
We're gonna give letter grades. S, A, B, C, D, F. I don't think anything's probably going to get an F from us. Or you can just say you didn't play it if you didn't play it, obviously. Obviously, it's basically the same as any other tier ranking system. We're not actually going to tier these. We're just going to grade them as if it was a tier list. But I guess I would probably give Kirby's Dream Land like a B, maybe? Or a C. It's definitely all right. It holds up well.
Somewhere between a C and a B. I agree. Content-wise, it's lacking, but it's also the first Kirby game, so...
Right.
Like, it's fun for what it is. I'd say B.
I'm gonna give it a K for Kirby.
Good grade.
All right. Let's keep track. We got 1K for Kirby. I'm gonna keep track of these. We're gonna go back at the end, and we're gonna see how many Ks we're given.
Write down how many... what all of our stuff is. Oh, hi, Pixel.
I'm doing it.
And then we can go back and see the overall grade for the series.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to move on to Kirby's Adventure was the next game that came out May 1st, 1993. It was released for the NES, actually. It was the first game to introduce our copy abilities and a very important character that we all know and love known as Meta Knight. Levels in Kirby's Adventure include Vegetable Valley, Ice Cream Island. By the way, the Kirby series likes alliteration. Butter Building, Grape Garden, Yogurt Yard, Orange Ocean, Rainbow Resort, and Fountain of Dreams. This was the first Kirby game to get a remake in Nightmare in Dreamland for the GBA. If we're going to talk about Nightmare in Dreamland, it's going to get coupled in here, just FYI. And as the name from the remake implies, there's also a new antagonist they introduced in this game, whose name is Nightmare. The Kirby series also likes puns.
There's also a 3D Classics version of the game.
There is, yes. There's a 3D Classics release on the 3DS. Unfortunately, if you don't have it now, you probably are never getting it.
My first exposure to Kirby's Adventure was through the Virtual Console trials in Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
I was really hope. Is it in Animal Crossing? Because I know there's some NES games in Animal Crossing.
You know what? It might be.
Wait, Animal Crossing did that too, where they had classic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there was items where you could get full some NES games and stuff. I forget if that was one of them, but
I don't remember.
Yeah. Someone much smarter than us who knows how to use Google. Find that out for us. Let us know in the comments.
Are we just talking about Kirby's Adventure now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
How do you feel about Kirby's Adventure, Jack?
I like
it
a lot.
Oh my god. That wasn't there before.
Oh.
For the whole first game, we didn't have the box art.
Yeah. If you're listening to this podcast audio only, none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kirby's Adventure, God, did I actually play the original Kirby's Adventure?
I have.
I
don't know if I have.
I'm playing the 3DS, the 3D Classics version. That's what I've been playing recently.
I think
I wish I had bought that.
I think my experience with Kirby's Adventure is exclusively through the remake Nightmare in Dreamland, which I do own. You can't really, if you're watching our VOD, you can't really see it. It is behind me somewhere, but it's just the cartridge. Obviously Game Boy Advance boxes are really hard to keep track of. But yeah, I didn't play the original. I played the remake. And I like the remake. The remake's really good. I like the levels. The copy abilities in the game are really cool. I do like the boss fights. It's like, it's up there for me. But I haven't played the original, so I don't know how good the original holds up.
After skimming through the Animal Crossing wiki, Kirby's Adventure is not one of the games available.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like Kirby's Adventure. I haven't played much of the remake. I think I only played like maybe 2 levels of it. It's one I have to get back around to at some point. But I'm replaying through. I played it like to completion, like I think twice through Virtual Console. And like I said, I'm playing through the 3D Classic version right now, which is more or less the original with added 3D effect. You can just turn on 3D.
Because of it being like a 3D Classics and not just simply an emulation version, does it run better? Because I have heard the original game doesn't run the best when there's a lot going on screen.
Yeah, no, it runs pretty. The 3D Classics version runs very smooth.
They cleaned it up. That's good.
I don't know if it's me or if it's the game, but sometimes I feel the controls are a little stiff. But like I haven't played the original version in a while, so I'd have to go back and compare. But that's like been my only thing. I mean, for the game itself, sometimes I feel like the boss fights are stupid. Like more difficult than they need to be for a Kirby game.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like even in the remake, like they rebalanced the bosses a little bit, but I remember the Nightmare in Dreamland bosses being a fair bit harder than the average Kirby bosses.
Yeah, they're like the first 2 bosses are pretty easy, and then after that, like
I was gonna say, Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright had me stuck for a hot minute.
They're World 3. Why?
Yep. I do remember Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright are very challenging.
And then Krako's after that.
Yes.
And Krako's...
Oh my god. Krako's like, he's hard, but he's always hard.
He's always hard, but then the thing that always throws me is the lead up, because there's a platforming section that leads up to him that you have to go through every single time. So if you lose on the boss, you have to replay through this whole section, and Krako's like following you. And like the screen, like if you go too high, the screen like stops tracking, and then if you fall, like I think it's permadeath. That's World 4. Shut up. Bad. Jack, what are your thoughts?
Adventure's a pretty good game.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move
on. Letter grade.
Letter grades.
I'd give it a solid B for being like, the game that kind of like made the series what it is today. In terms of its like core
so much
gimmick.
The copy abilities are like one of the most important things Kirby's known for. They started in this game, so
there's
Adventure a lot.
There's a lot that I was surprised that I forgot were in this game, like laser, UFO, Mike, are like all in the game, and I was like, I forgot that you guys are here.
Might as well go through the abilities real quick. We got Backdrop, Ball, Beam, Crash, Cutter, Fire, Fireball, Freeze, Hammer, High Jump, Ice, Laser, Light, Mike, Needle, Parasol, Sleep, Spark, Star Rod, which is a special one, Stone, Sword, Throw, Tornado, UFO, and Wheel. Some of these are like, they like doubled up because like Ice and Freeze... It's just because back at the time they didn't have the extra control schemes where like different ways that you input the command would give you different abilities, like different actual attacks. So they would just make separate powers for
one ability would get one attack, and that's it.
Exactly. Thank you. I couldn't think of the phrase. But yeah, I think I would... So I can't really give it Kirby's Adventure a grade because I haven't played Kirby's Adventure itself. I would definitely give Nightmare in Dreamland like a solid A though, because... It's still one of my favorites.
Are we just grading Nightmare in Dreamland right now too?
Yes.
Because we're not
talking about remakes in their separate spots.
Real quick, Nightmare in Dreamland is fucking phenomenal. That is a top 5 Kirby game. Like it's everything about adventure made better, and it looks nicer, and the music is better, and easy S tier for Nightmare in Dreamland.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it should be worth noting, Rainbow's Resort, Kirby's Adventure also did this thing that a lot of Kirby games will do, where they like recycle the first game's content and then like kind of condense it. They did that a lot. Landon, are you going to give both games a grade, or are you going to give just one of them?
I'll give specifically the 3D Classics version a grade. How does that sound?
Yeah.
It's a K for Kirby.
I knew you were going to do this.
We got two!
I knew you were going to do this every time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What is your grade for Nightmare in Dreamland, Landon?
What?
He said he's only giving the 3D Classics version a
Wow.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm not even
you.
giving the original Kirby's Adventure a grade.
Fuck you, bitch.
grade. So the next game that came out in the main series was Kirby's Dream Land 2, which went back to the Game Boy, May 1st, 1995. A lot of first of the month releases for this series. Kirby's Dream Land 2 is notable for introducing some of Kirby's friends. We have Rick, Koo, Kine, and Gooey.
Gooey.
Levels from Kirby's Dream Land 2 include Grassland, Big Forest, Ripplefield, Iceberg, Red Canyon, Cloudy Park, and Dark Castle. Yeah, real imaginative names, I know. Another thing about Kirby's Dream Land 2 is that it's the first of what they call the Dark Matter trilogy. So you have 3 games that are all like back to back to back that kind of follow an overarching plot. Dreamland 2 is the first game of that. And because of that, you also have this running thing with this series, with this trilogy in particular, where in order to even fight the actual final boss, you have to collect all of a collectible. And in this case, they're the rainbow drops. You don't get to fight the true final boss, who is Dark Matter, unless you actually get all of these rainbow drops. We Let's Played this game on YouTube.
We also Let's Played Nightmare in Dreamland.
Did we?
We did.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually.
We also
I don't think I was there.
We also
Yes, you
Let's
were.
Played
Fuck you.
Dreamland 1 as well. We've Let's Played a lot of these Kirby games that we're going to be talking about. They're somewhere on our YouTube channel. Go check them out.
Somewhere.
Jack, have you played Dreamland 2? I believe when we did the Let's Play, you mentioned that you didn't play a whole lot.
Not a lot, no. I haven't played it enough to give a letter grade, so.
Ripperoni. I mean, I gave my opinions when we did the Let's Play, but just as a recap, I like this game. I mentioned at the very beginning of the podcast, this was probably my first Kirby game. I think it holds up pretty well, although, I mean, the levels are not the most imaginative. They're pretty simple Kirby stuff. I do like the Dark Matter antagonist, though. I think that the trilogy overall with that little angle was pretty cool. So, I mean, this was the first game of that. Yeah, I mean, I like it. They have cute little world maps that are just like basically one screen where you go into little doors in between levels. I thought that was cool. Landon, what about you?
Yeah, that's me. I don't know if I've actually played it. I forget.
Really?
I own it. But I forget if I actually played it.
The Kirby, the copy abilities in Kirby's Dream Land 2, there's not a whole lot. They're very small pickings. You got Burning, Cutter, Ice, Needle, Parasol, Spark Stone, and the Rainbow Sword, which is used exclusively for the final boss. And that's it. Although, to be fair, you get to combine these with the friends, so you'll get like different abilities based on who you have. So, yeah. Letter grades, I guess. Go around.
Not applicable.
Not applicable.
NA.
I'll give Kirby's Dream Land 2 a solid B. It is definitely better than the first Kirby's Dream Land by virtue of just being a more fleshed out game, more of the good stuff that makes Kirby Kirby, but it's pretty standard. So yeah, I'd give it a B. Not quite an A tier game, but we're getting there.
Pixel says.
I like the. Yeah?
Go
you
ahead.
Want to read the comment? Go ahead.
I wonder what Landon's grade will be.
I wonder what it will be, too.
Yeah. What will it be?
Maybe one day we'll find out.
Okay.
I was going to say, I like, because we did the Let's Play, I like the friends mechanic, and I like that, I mean, the level design's pretty decent and everything. So, you know, for that, I'll give it a K.
All right, we got 3.
How many Kirby games are there?
Boy.
The main series, I believe there's 13.
I wonder how many Ks there'll be.
Well, we're at 3 right now, so for our sake, I hope there's more.
So the next game,
we
came out,
donate a penny to charity for every K.
1 penny for every K. God damn it. All right, next game that came out was Kirby Superstar, which went back to actually moved to the Super Nintendo. So we're moving back to a home console. Super Nintendo came out September 20th, 1996. It is notable for it not really having like the same structure as a lot of Kirby games. Instead of it being like just world-based progression, you have what are considered sub-games, and you play through multiples of these in order to eventually make your way through the game. But the main sub-games are Spring Breeze, Dynablade, Gourmet Race, Great Cave Offensive, Revenge of Meta Knight, and Milky Way Wishes. This was also the series' first inclusion of the arena. Extremely important because it's a recurring mechanic to the games. It is in a lot of the games.
Most of them, even.
Yes. They introduced marks in this game, and it does have a DS remake with Superstar Ultra. Pretty well-known fact there. Jack, you've played Superstar twice already for us.
For the channel. I've played through Superstar probably like 10 times, like to completion. I love Superstar. Superstar Ultra especially. Like, the definitive version is Superstar Ultra, but like, the original Super Nintendo version is not bad. I mean, like, I literally just streamed it last week. It's like perfectly playable. In some respects, it's a little bit aged, but like it's one of the best Kirby games in my opinion, if not the best. Yeah.
I did not play Superstar until very recently. I own Superstar Ultra on DS, and I had mentioned that I never played it, and I felt like playing it, and Jack was like, do it. Why haven't you played it yet?
Yeah.
So I did. I didn't play through the whole thing yet, but from what I played, I was having a grand old time. I think Jack's onto something here. It's a really good game. I like the fact that it's got like the sub-game thing to it, because it really feels like a beefy Kirby game for its time. Like,
it's like a solid... I mean, like, I beat it in probably 5.5 hours when I streamed it most recently, and that was with me... Okay, that's with me losing a bit of progress when my game crashed. That was fun. But, so like 5 hours-ish. Good length for a Super Nintendo game, honestly.
Early Kirby game? I think, yeah, that's pretty good. Landon, what's your experience with Superstar?
Not at all.
Oh. So, we've got one person who's played through it as more times than you can count, one person who's played through like half of it, and then one person who has not played anything. Letter grades.
S.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
As if I would say anything else.
No hesitation either. Like,
no,
you were like
not even
diving into your mic to be like, S.
It's an S. Can I say?
From what I played, I'd probably give it like an A. I still have to finish the rest of it, but I played a solid amount of it. And it's at least an A. It's really good.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Landon, are you going to give it a K even though you haven't played it?
No, I'm going to give it an F because Jack likes it.
Okay.
Well, there's only 3 Ks so far still. So the next game that came out after Superstar was Kirby's Dream Land 3, still on the Super Nintendo. That came out November 27th, 1997. And we went right back to the same style as Kirby's Dream Land 2. So it's the second game of the Dark Matter trilogy. It introduced the villain Zero to the series, brought back the friends, also included some new ones. We got Choo Choo, Pitch, and Nago. Gooey also got a much more expanded role. Instead of having to find him, you can just kind of call him up. So, Heart Stars are the new collectible. You've got to collect all the Heart Stars in order to fight the true final boss. And the levels in Dreamland 3 include Grassland, Ripple Field, Sand Canyon, Cloudy Park, Iceberg, and Hyperzone. So it reused a couple level names from the second game, which, I mean, to be fair, it's the follow-up, so. Jack, have you played Dreamland 3? He's thinking.
No.
No,
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I have. I had to think about it, but I don't think so.
Me neither, which is unfortunate, because we did do a Let's Play of this game a very long time ago on our YouTube, done by Landon, and
I was
it
there
looked like
it looked like
a lot of fun. I just haven't played it yet. Speaking of Landon, hi.
What's your letter grade for it?
Huh? Oh,
he could talk about the game first. He doesn't have to just give us the grade.
I do have an update. I have an update to my Superstar grade. It's a K.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, good.
Thank you, Landon.
You're welcome. I rescind my F and I upgrade it to a K.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Kellogg's would be really proud.
Pixel says, "God damn it!"
I gotta throw the chat off somehow, folks. You know, if they're expecting a K every time, well, they gotta wait for it.
You haven't given us a reason to assume otherwise.
Yeah, there's really. What are we talking about? Dreamland 3?
Dreamland 3, the game you Let's Played.
Are you saying I Let's Played that game once?
Yes.
I don't remember that, so... To be fair, that was like, what, 2014?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
That was like at least a decade ago.
That was pretty close to a decade ago.
Let's find out.
I remember enjoying playing the game for the Let's Play. Jack's looking up the exact date right now, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that the weapon used to defeat Zero is called the Love Stick.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. No, I remember...
Wow.
You look...
We don't fucking show up on YouTube search. I'm just gonna have to pull up the channel.
Alright, go have fun. Anyway, I remember like the level structure being like a little fun because it was like normal levels, but you had to like complete a mission in every level to like unlock like the special whatever for this Kirby game. And like some of them were like random, like don't step on any flowers, but then you'd have a level where it's on every flower. So, like, in that aspect, it was like, okay, it's kind of guided. Like, you kind of had to have a guide if you wanted to go for 100% completion, if you cared about that. But, like, gameplay structure and everything, it was fun. It was a fun time.
I've discovered.
Yeah.
Kirby's Dream Land 3 Part 1, Heart Stars, was uploaded on May 29th, 2013.
2013, Jesus, that was...
It is very close to being 10 years old.
That's why I don't remember anything, so...
Yeah.
So,
I'm
just gonna give it a letter K and move on.
I was gonna say, it had to have been at least 10 years ago, because I remember being a part of it, but not the entire thing. So it would have been like... Yeah. At least before I joined.
Just real quick, the copy abilities for Dreamland 3, there's not a lot. Burning, Cleaning, Cutter, Ice, Needle, Parasol, Spark, and Stone, and then of course Love Stick. And just like Dreamland 2, they did the thing where like you can combine them with your allies to do like different things. So
yeah, but Gooey was a completely second player character, and you can summon him at will.
True.
GUI's a badass.
Which makes this game strictly better than Dreamland 2 in at least one facet.
Yeah. So probably top tier of all the. You know what? I'm gonna give
the top of K.
I'm gonna give it 2Ks.
2Ks. Oh jeez.
2Ks.
2Ks.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
2K like the basketball series.
No.
Oh okay.
No.
Just double K.
Yeah, like 2-letter Ks because
KK.
I'm pretty sure
KK.
2K is like copyright infringing or something.
They're gonna come after us now.
But what did the 2K stand for, Landon?
Crazy Kirby.
Oh shit.
Crazy Kirby.
Yeah, it was a crazy Kirby experience. You had to be there for it.
Damn.
All right. The next game that came out, moving on, is the third game of the Dark Matter trilogy, and that is Kirby 64: The Crystal Shards. Released
Hell
in
yeah.
June 26, 2000. On the N64, it is notable for being the first Kirby game with 3D graphics. Although you do play from a 2D perspective, you do get little angles to it, so it's kind of 2.5D in that regard. It introduced copyability fusion in the sense that you could actually get 2 different copy abilities and just fuse them together, which created, like, there's only 7 or so, like, base abilities. But because they can combine with everything else, including a second copy of themselves, you actually have like 49 different combinations, which is pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. It sucks that Landon just dipped because he's the one that's played this game the most, I think.
I played a really good amount. Have you played Kirby 64?
Yeah, I've beaten this game at least once.
Okay. Did you like get all of the? So you have to collect all the crystal shards if you want to fight the true final boss, which is actually it's another rematch with Zero because he comes back from Dreamland 3. Did you get to do that fight?
I think so. I remember
because
doing
I did
that
not.
Anyway,
I think I beat the game, or I got very close to beating the game. I might have been on like the second to last or the last world. But I know I did not get all the crystal shards. I did not get to fight Zero 2. I just remember Zero 2 being very unsettling, and he was like memed on in the late 2000s for quite some time.
For being fucking creepy.
Oh yeah,
like
he's creepy as hell.
It
doesn't help his theme song is really unsettling too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I say this every time. I've said this like 50 times, but it is so fucking funny that Kirby's 64 is T-rated.
Yeah, I forgot about that. When they re-released it, it was T-rated. They upped the rating because
extremely funny.
Because it's literally because of like one thing, I'm pretty sure, and that's because of the fact that like Zero 2, he bleeds out of his eye. Speaking of which, did they have to do that with Kirby's Dream Land 3 when it was? Because is it on Virtual Console or something?
I don't remember if it is.
Which one?
Kirby's Dream Land 3, was it re-released on a Virtual Console for like Wii U or something?
That's how I played it.
Was it
Wii U VC.
Was it re-rated by ESRB as a T-rated game, or did they keep it the same?
I think it's E or E10.
Okay. Yeah, because it's funny, but yeah, Kirby Crystal Shards was changed to a T rating.
Dreamland 3 isn't on the Super Nintendo on the Switch, right?
I think so.
I'm gonna
Dreamland
check.
3?
Yeah, go find out for me.
Yeah, you can. I would say check that out if you'd like. Landon,
hi.
You were the one that, according to Jack, probably has the most experience with Crystal Shards.
What? No, I said I played like maybe to the first boss.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Never mind.
Oh, so then Jack has the most experience with it.
I guess I do, which is weird because I don't really like. It's not a Kirby game that I think about a lot. I mean, it's really good, but it's pretty easy and it's kind of short.
Yeah,
so it's really a Kirby game.
It is a Kirby game. It is a. If I had to give it a rating, probably a strong B, maybe an A on a good day. I'd say A.
Oh, it's a good day. All right.
It's a good day. So I did mention I played through most of this game. I did not get to 100% complete it, and I don't think I even got to the final boss with Miracle Matter. The regular final boss, obviously, not the true final boss. But what I played, I really like it. The music slaps really hard. Fusion copy abilities are really cool to figure out like what works and what's kind of a dud. I like the graphics. I knew it. I knew Kirby's Dream Land 3 was on there. Was
it's
on
still
the Switch Online.
It just says K through A.
Okay.
You probably have to check the.
Yeah. But yeah, if I had to give Kirby Crystal Shards a grade, though, I did play more of it than Superstar Ultra. I would say Kirby Crystal Shards is an A. Like, it's definitely not like an S tier game, but I think it's just too good to be put in the B tier. It's really solid.
For people who are actually watching, I've been asked, are you advertising the ice cream? What is the positioning?
He's making me jealous.
So for those who are
eating
listening,
ice cream out of a cup.
So those who are just listening to our podcast, I'm currently holding a Tillamook frozen custard chocolate fudgy brownie, which you can buy at your local supermarket. I got mine for like $5.22 or something.
Oh, geez. So they're like similarly priced to like Ben and Jerry's and stuff. Okay.
I mean, it's like the same size as a Ben and Jerry's.
Do you have a grade for Crystal Shards?
K64.
K64.
Kirby on the Nintendo 64.
Nice. All right. So the next game that came out in the main series was Amazing Mirror, which we got on the Game Boy Advance in October 18th, 2004. So it was a pretty big gap between main series Kirby games. It took 4 years. Notably, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror features a non-linear level progression system. It's very similar to a Metroid or Castlevania type game. You do get co-op if you somehow manage to link up with up to 4 other players. There's also a new antagonist, yet again, this time Dark Mind. And the main levels in this game include Rainbow Route, Moonlight Mansion, Cabbage Cavern, Mustard Mountain, Carrot Castle, Olive Ocean, Peppermint Palace, Radish Ruins, and Candy Constellation. Jack, what do you have experience with Amazing Mirror, if I may ask?
Honestly, I haven't really played enough of it to give a solid opinion. I've tried starting up Kirby and the Amazing Mirror probably 3 different times. And I never get very far because I get lost and I kind of just want to play a regular Kirby game.
It's because it's a bad game.
I want to give it a fair chance one day, but I wasn't a huge fan of what I played.
Yeah, so Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, I've grown to appreciate it for what it is a little more instead of harping on it in the past. Because when I first beat the game, I was like, I did not like this game because this is not what I expect out of a Kirby game. But then just kind of thinking about it as it's just a game, it's all right. I think the problem is if you're looking for a Kirby game, the level design is not quite like Kirby. Yes, aesthetically it's like Kirby, but because it's so non-linear and it's so much more like a Metroidvania, it's not going to fulfill the Kirby itch. But if you're playing it as a Metroidvania, there's another problem, and that's that
it sucks.
It has parts that literally cut you off from going backwards. You can't go backwards sometimes. If there's a certain door you go through, you wind up in a new spot, you're stuck there, you gotta keep going. You cannot go backwards from certain areas. But I think I did beat this game. I played through it, I beat Dark Mind. I think it's a fine game, but in terms of Kirby games, it's pretty in the middle of the pack for me. It's got plenty of content, and it's fun enough, but because of the fact that it's maze-like, but it blocks off your ability to backtrack when you might want to, it's kind of like a B maybe it's like a low B. It's not very high up on the B tier, but it's a B. I think if I look back, I probably enjoyed it more than the first Kirby game, and some of the lesser Kirby games I don't care for that much, but it's definitely, like, there's multiple other Kirby games on the GBA, and I'm not going to go back to that one first. Landon, do you have any experience with Amazing Mirror?
Yeah,
How do you
it's
feel about it?
an awful fucking shitty Metroidvania game, and it's not a great Kirby game. It's bleh. Bleh.
Damn.
Bleh.
Have you
Very,
beaten it?
Have I played it, or have I beaten it?
Have you beaten it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Lord, you cannot pay me to try and beat that game.
Damn.
That's funny. I'm the only person that's beaten this game out of the three of us.
Its level design is so ass, it makes me want to projectile vomit. And that'd be a waste of my Tillamook frozen custard.
Sponsored by Tillamook.
That's funny that that Jack has a mug for Tillamook as well.
You gotta come out, and then we can go to Tillamook.
You will know
Bravery.
the ways of Tillamook.
Yeah, so Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, I believe, did introduce the Smash copy ability. So, like, you can, like, control Kirby, like,
that is cool.
with his moveset from Smash Brothers. It's not the only game that would include it, but it is one of a few. There's only, like, a handful that did it. But yeah, other than that, it's not really anything, like, crazy. Like we said, it's kind of, the next game, though, that came out was Kirby Squeak Squad for the Nintendo DS in December 4th, 2006.
I was going to say you're not doing spin-offs, I forgot.
We're mentioning spin-offs after the main series.
Did I get up a letter grade for that game?
No, you
do
did
you
not.
want to give a letter grade to Kirby and the Amazing Mirror? Is it K for crappy?
It's negative K.
Minus K.
Minus K.
For what?
It balances out from the 2K that he gave the other Kirby game.
Sure, let's go with that. I was gonna go with for not Kirby.
Damn.
Not Kirby.
Yeah, because it's not a Kirby game. Anyway, Squeak Squad.
So Squeak Squad came out on the DS.
Hey,
it introduced the
first off. Can you change the image?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I've been having a hard time keeping up with the VOD version of this. Like I've been just trying to move things along without things taking too long, and I keep forgetting to change the image on the VOD.
Honestly, we should just leave it.
Just
have a picture of Kirby's Adventure.
Just have Kirby's Adventure there.
Yeah.
Just choose either not updating it and put a picture of Kirby up there, or
maybe I should have probably thought about that looking back, just getting like a generic Kirby picture.
That's okay.
Future podcasts will think about it, but
Pixel says we're judging you harshly.
So Kirby Squeak Squad introduced the Squeaks, led by Daroch. There's also another new antagonist with Dark Nebula. Notably, Kirby Squeak Squad is the memed-on game because Kirby got his cake stolen.
True.
The levels in Kirby Squeak Squad include Prism Plains, Nature Notch, Cushy Cloud, Jam Jungle, Vocal Volcano, Ice Island, Secret Sea, and Gamble Galaxy.
Gamble Galaxy.
Jack, have you played Squeak Squad?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Very much. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. But no, it's been probably since like 2007 since I played it. It's been a long ass time. I need to play Squeak Squad again. But from what I remember, I really enjoyed Squeak Squad. It's a great game. Is it the best Kirby game? Is it the most unique Kirby game?
No.
Not even a little bit. It's good.
Nothing else to add?
Again, it's been a long time, so forgive me if I don't remember much about it, but I just remember liking it. So
power-ups include Animal, Beam, Bomb, Bubble, Cupid, Cutter, Fighter, Fire, Ghost, Hammer, High Jump, Ice, Laser, Magic, Metal, Ninja, Parasol, Sleep, Spark, Sword, Throw, Tornado, UFO, Wheel, and then the Triple Star, which you use for the final boss.
good selection of
Very good
abilities.
selection. It is an incredibly solid selection of copy abilities, and that's probably the one thing I really liked about Kirby Squeak Squad the most. The copy abilities are just insane.
Al said I think Squeak Squad is the last Kirby game I played. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a...
I mean, Squeak Squad is a good game, but
Yeah, but it's not like the best Kirby game, and for it to be your last Kirby game, yeah, I definitely feel sorry for you.
Damn dog. Play more Kirby.
I like Squeak Squad. It is the first and I believe only Kirby game that I got basically 100% in. I think I was just a little bit shy of 100%. I collected all of the chests. I collected... there's other collectibles in this game, and I remember getting like 90% of those. Those other collectibles, they're not mandatory or whatever, but like they are like a lot of like little like I think they're like stickers or whatever you can get. I got most of those, so I like nearly completed this game. It's the Kirby game I've probably spent the most time on. But yeah, it's pretty standard. It's like nothing really sticks out to me besides the actual like bosses. And which I really like the bosses, and the copy abilities. I do like how you could use the lower touchscreen and store power-ups and health refill, and just kind of on-demand pick which abilities you wanted to use, or which, if you want to refill your health, how much you want to refill it by. You get this nice little, just entire bottom screen is just devoted to that in the levels, so that's pretty cool at least. Landon, you started playing Squeak Squad pretty recently, actually.
Yeah.
Beat it pretty recently.
I literally played through it last week.
And how'd you feel about it?
It was fun. Let's see. So, like, it's pretty quick and easy for the most part. I do like how you can store items. You get like 5 items where you can either store, like, it has to be already pre-bubbled in the game, unless you have the bubble ability, and then you can like trap enemies in it and then store them. But like different power-ups, different like items, and then the treasure chests you pick up get stored down there, and then you can combine some of them for stuff, which can be kind of fun. They like reuse the Squeak Squad like people for every world. You have to fight at least one of them once. There's like 3 of them that are like on rotation. That can get a little annoying just because you're constantly just like seeing the same characters over and over. But most of the time you can just avoid their encounter if you don't want to go for the treasure chest. And even if you do, a lot of times you can just like grab it, run to the end of the stage anyway, and it's not a huge part.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that part where like you have to like you have to race them.
Yeah, a lot of times you just need to make sure you like have the treasure chest. Like the lamest thing is if you get hit, you lose a treasure chest, and then like it's yeah. If you like lose it and then like something happened, like you can like miss out on treasure chests because of that. But other than that, it's pretty fun. Level design's like really good. Very standard Kirby game. Yeah, I give it a 4 Ks out of a possible. Who knows?
Quite a few Ks.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Ks. What did you give it, Cloud?
I didn't give it a letter grade. Did you want to give it a letter grade?
It's a B. It's a high B because it's a fun game, but it's a B.
Yeah, I would probably give it a B. It's probably one of the best of the B tier Kirby games if I had to like organize them, but it's a solid game. It's just not quite up to the level of like the really, really good Kirby games.
Lennon, what are the 4 Ks for? Sorry to interrupt, Cloud.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll think of something.
Next game that came out it took quite a few years before this main game came out, but it is Kirby's Return to Dreamland, which came out in 2011 for the Wii, specifically on October 24th in North America. It reintroduced multiplayer co-op from Mass Attack in a version that's actually accessible if, you're not, some rich kid that lives in a rich neighborhood with link cables. There's a remaster / remake in Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which just came out for the Switch very recently as of this podcast. Levels include Cookie Country, Raisin Ruins, Onion Ocean, White Rafters? I don't know. I haven't played this game. Nutty Noon, Egg Engines.
Should be White Wafers.
White Wafers. I think I misspelt it on my notes. Dangerous Dinner and Another Dimension, which is endgame stuff. But yeah. So as I kind of mentioned, this is the Kirby game I have. It's a very major Kirby game I have no experience with.
Hey Cloud, what do the main levels spell out?
Oh my god! I forgot about that. That was like a thing. Yeah.
It's like a spoiler.
Yep.
Hey, we let's played this game.
I know what the 4K stand for, by the way.
Oh, what do they stand for?
Kirby constantly capturing chests.
Chests with like KH?
No, just K and then you put chest, CHESTS after.
Exactly.
It's like those memes.
Capital K.
Where you have like the
CH.
capital letters and then it's...
Yeah.
Yep, I get it. That's good.
I like it.
Jack, continue. Talk about Kirby's Dream Land, Return to Dreamland, because
Landon and I let's played this game when we met in person. We kissed a lot.
Al, my experience with Return to Dreamland is also watching the Let's Play.
Fair.
Not playing it, watching it.
So, we have a fresh view on the game. Haven't played the deluxe version yet, but
I own it.
I want to. I want to buy it one day, but also money. Yeah, no, Return to Dreamland is a fucking great game. As a multiplayer experience, it's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because playing it with Landon was my first time ever, properly doing multiplayer in that game. Because my friends never wanted to play Kirby with me. And even as a single-player game... Yeah, obviously. But, even as a single-player game, I think it's fucking great. There's not, a ton that makes it stand out as this is the most innovative Kirby game. It has the multiplayer, that's pretty much its thing, but in terms of level design, in terms of power-ups, in terms of bosses, in terms of the gears are fun to collect, except for that one. You remember that one?
Yeah.
With the fucking lightning that you had to shoot through the ceiling?
Yeah, that was dumb.
Fuck that one. Go watch our Let's Play of that. It's in the video that's 45 minutes long because we didn't cut any of it.
There's no reason to cut us.
No. But yeah, no. Great game. I love it. Played it when it came out. Played it recently. Good one. I don't know if I would say top 5, but it's up there for sure.
Is it top 13 mainline Kirby games?
Yes. Very much so.
Considering there's only 13.
I know. That's why he said top 13. Landon?
Yeah, I don't have anything to add because I didn't play it. I'm just looking at the ability list. I probably should mention we got Beam, Bomb, Crash, Cutter, Fighter, Fire, Hammer, High Jump, Ice Leaf, Mike, Needle, Ninja, Parasol, Sleep, Spark, Spear, Stone, Sword, Tornado, Water, Whip, and Wing. Pretty solid lineup.
I will say it was the first. It was not the first, but it was kind of the game that's really delved deep into giving abilities a bunch, a whole move set instead of just one attack.
Yeah.
Because there's pretty much an up, down, neutral, and side attack for pretty much every ability in the game.
They did. What game was it?
Squeak Squad has a move list. It's not nearly as for some of them. It's one or two things,
It's one.
and you get a scroll that like gives you like one more thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Return to Dreamland has like some of the
Every ability has
They've
like
really
5 or
fleshed out
6
the
moves
movesets.
minimum.
yeah. It's a fleshed out game,
Yeah.
which is why it's gonna get top K from me.
Top
K.
Yeah. Whatever that
Top
means.
K.
It's a big K.
Yeah.
The big K.
It's
like
a circle K.
It's a K that's like like if 1K is like the size of a phone, like this is K is the size of like a room.
It's like Kmart.
It's like I was about to say that.
Kmart.
God damn it. It's a Kmart. It's a circle K.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. So, Cloud, you can't give it a rating, obviously.
I cannot.
Unless you want to give it a poopy rating, despite me.
Yeah, do it. It's fun.
I don't give ratings to the games I haven't played, so.
Return to Dreamland is a high A. It is close to an S, but like it's almost there. I would say A.
Probably
Landon
he
said-
just needs to play
I was gonna say
Deluxe, and then
if he plays Deluxe, you'll probably end up boosting it to an S.
So I'll say I haven't played it yet, but S adds or Deluxe S. Deluxe adds a couple more copy abilities, I think 2, and then you get a whole like post game story with like the main antagonist of the game. We'll say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That way I don't spoil it for people that haven't experienced it.
Yeah, like there are going to be spoilers in this podcast inevitably, but Return to Dreamland's like one of the games that like a lot of people say like you got to play it, don't spoil it. So that's why we didn't say anything.
Especially since it just like got this re-release. I know it's like a decade
so
old.
Even though it is a decade old, since there is a re-release, it is kind of important we try not to give away too much in case you are playing through it for the first time.
True.
Did anybody have anything to add before we move on to the next game?
No.
Nope.
All right. So moving on to the
watch
next
the LP.
game, we've got Kirby Triple Deluxe, which first came out on the Nintendo 3DS and only came out on the Nintendo 3DS, May 2nd, 2014 for the North American release. And we didn't mention this in the Return to Dreamland thing, but Return to Dreamland did what did they call it? Like the Ultra Sword or whatever? Like the giant sword that you use? They started, like, Kirby Triple Deluxe really started doing this thing where, like, you get like this huge main gimmick that, like, really warps the game for a bit. And in this case, it's the Hypernova, where you just, like, become big rainbow and you just start barreling through the level.
Are you talking about, like, because in Return to Dreamland, it wasn't just the sword. It was like
there was
every copy ability.
Have, like,
yeah, not every copy ability, but like most of the copy abilities had like, an ultra version where.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sword was one of them, and that was like used quite a bit, but like fire and everything like.
So fire. Okay.
Yeah, they had gimmicks around multiple abilities.
Yeah, there's like sword, fire, beam, bomb? No.
I think ice had
ice.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like the snowball one.
Yeah, there was like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the last one. I want to say there was 5 though.
But yeah, Kirby Triple Deluxe had the Hypernova. It also, interestingly, there was like so since it was on the 3DS, I don't know if Return to Dreamland did this. I'm gonna sound really stupid not knowing things from Return to Dreamland, and I mentioned them in a different game, and then we're gonna be like, Cloud, that happened in Return to Dreamland. I'm gonna be like, fuck. But there's usage of the 3D by having like foreground and background planes for Kirby to go through. He'll swap between them. They use that a lot in this game and the next game we're going to talk about. Levels include Fine Fields, Lollipop Land, Old Odyssey, Wild World, Endless Explosions is the name of a level, Royal Road, and Eternal Dreamland. Hey, this one, if you take the main levels, not counting Eternal Dreamland, and you spell them out, it says a word again.
Well, where is it?
Flower.
Butthole?
That's
But
what
yeah,
I heard.
Kirby Triple Deluxe. Who played this game out of the three of us?
Yes.
I did.
You played? I played it. I played through. I don't think I completed it, but I did beat the main game. And Landon, you played it, so let's give our thoughts on it.
Triple Deluxe sure is a Kirby game.
There's so many Kirby games out there, and this is definitely
One of them.
a Kirby game.
Yep. It's good.
It's fine.
I mean, it's a Kirby game. There's nothing particularly bad about it, but like the main gimmick of the game isn't super interesting.
It's not. It really
and
isn't.
like there's nothing about it that really makes it stand out among other Kirby games. It's fine.
It's solid for being the first 3DS Kirby game. Or the main Kirby game.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's alright. Honestly, it's been a long time since I played this one, too, and I don't think I beat it. I want to say I got, like, halfway through, and I don't think I completed it, but I just didn't really have, like, the drive to, honestly, and I've never really had a strong desire to go back, because I'm just like, one day I will, maybe.
So if you were to give this a letter grade, I guess?
Based on what I've played, it's probably, like,
B?
I'm gonna say C.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's okay. It's not bad. But I feel like I've given a lot of really good games Bs.
So it'd be kind of...
Yeah, I mean, like, I gave Squeak Squad a B, and, like, that's definitely a higher B than this one, if it were a B, but I'm just thinking, like, yeah, I think it's, like, there's too much of a distance in quality. I would say C.
Fair. I played a lot of Triple Deluxe. It didn't leave that much of an impression on me. Like Jack said, the main gimmick it's kind of stupid. Like, I've mentioned this in like Let's Plays and other discussions, and I'm gonna say this every single time I have a chance, but when it comes to Kirby games, and when it comes to games in general, if they're gonna have a gimmick, I like when it's additive to the gameplay experience. And the main gimmick to Triple Deluxe is not really additive to the gameplay experience. You literally
really not.
You just go in a straight line and then just suck up everything. It's really all flash, no substance.
It's you know what it's like? It's like Big Mode in New Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
but like
not even that, because at least like the Mega Mushroom can like open up new areas. Like Hypernova doesn't even really feel like it does that.
Yeah. It feels very tacked on, and just doesn't really, I don't know.
Just for the visual flair.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess I would probably give Triple Deluxe. It's better than Mass Attack. Not Mass Attack. We haven't talked about Mass Attack yet. A lot of things are better than Mass Attack. It's definitely better than Amazing Mirror. If I gave Amazing Mirror like a lowish B and like Dreamland 1 is like a C, I guess Triple Deluxe at least gets like a lowish B, but it's probably closer to a C, honestly. It's okay. Like, it's not the first Kirby game I'd go back to.
So would you say C or B?
I'm gonna say B, but like a low B. It's like my B tier's probably kind of crowded at this point, but it's like a low B.
You guys need to make like, tier lists for these so you can actually like, fucking figure shit out.
Visualize.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be like, guys, this is my tier list, and like 90% of the games are at B tier. Landon, how do you feel about
Triple
Kirby
Deluxe? Is definitely it is, like we said, it's a Kirby game.
It's the Kirby game of all time.
It is. Yeah. It is one of those Kirby games. I don't know, man. It like there's a lot better than this one.
There really is, and like especially knowing what comes right after this.
Directly after this.
We're about to talk about it in like 2 seconds.
Like, all right, let's just skip to that because I would rather talk about that game. This game it's a K Deluxe.
It's a K Deluxe. The next game that came out directly after Kirby Triple Deluxe is Planet Robobot. Planet Robobot came out also for the Nintendo 3DS June 10th, 2016. Kirby Triple Deluxe it's very similar to Kirby Planet Robobot is very similar to Triple Deluxe in the fact that it was made for the 3DS, it does the foreground background thing, but it's very centered around it actually uses, the level design actually takes inspiration from the plot of the game, which is stuff is getting mechanized and turned into robots. You get a mech to pilot, and it can actually utilize different copy abilities, of which there's a lot of different ones. I didn't mention the ones in Triple Deluxe, but Planet Robobot has almost all of the same ones as Triple Deluxe, so I'll go over those in a second. Yeah. Levels include Patched Plains, Resolution Road, Overload Ocean, Gigabyte Grounds, Rhythm Route, Access Arc, and Mind in a Program. And,
that also spells out a word.
That also spells out a word too.
Is it Butthole again?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the copy abilities, which again, a lot of these are carried over from Triple Deluxe, so gonna have overlap. Archer, Beam, Bomb, Circus, Crash, Cutter, Doctor, ESP, Fighter, Fire, Hammer, Ice, Jet, Leaf, Mike, Mirror, Ninja, Parasol, Poison, Sleep. The Smash Brothers ability comes back. Spark, Stone, Sword, UFO, Wheel, and Whip. And a lot of these get incorporated into the robot. The robot can incorporate beams, bombs, cutter, ESP, fire, ice, jet, mic, parasol, spark, stone, sword, and wheel. So it gets a lot of them. It also transforms for the final boss fight. So yeah, it is really cool.
God damn.
Jesus.
Can we talk about this game?
You can talk about this game all you want.
Holy fuck. This game rules.
Alright, let's move on.
Alright, cool. That's all I needed to say.
That's really all he needed to say. This game is fantastic.
Fucking incredible. See, this game makes Kirby Triple Deluxe worse in context. Or, in the context of the release of this game. Fuck, I can't speak.
So,
this game makes Triple Deluxe look worse. Yeah.
It invalidates Triple Deluxe. If you're going to play a Kirby game on the 3DS for the 3D gimmicks and for the 3DS hardware and capabilities, you're going to play Planet Robobot.
See, this is a Kirby game with a core gimmick that fucking works and feels fun to play. The mech is so cool. It's in a worse game.
Stop listening to us and go play Kirby Planet Robobot. I don't care what you have to do to get yourself a copy. If you have to kill Jack and steal his.
I wonder how much they're going for.
Please don't do that. I need him.
Anyway.
He needs to finish a Let's Play. And then after that...
You can do whatever you want.
And I don't care about his Let's Play. I care about my Let's Play. We need to finish that
I just need to be present for the end of fucking Trails.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
Loose copies of Planet Robobot are going for about $40.
That sounds about right. It's a good game.
And if in complete in-box copies with the case and all the inserts, is closer to $70.
Yeah,
Al asks,
that sounds about right.
Fan mail time. Fan mail. We need a jingle.
What if I kill
mail.
Cloud?
Fan mail. We got fan mail. Yeah.
It's from Al.
It's from Al.
He says,
"What if I could kill? What if I kill Cloud?
Dark mode emote.
Yeah.
What if I? You know what, Al?
That shrug is so perfect. That the Spotify listeners aren't going to have any clue that was...
Fuck you, podcast listeners. Get out of here.
No,
God.
please don't tell them that.
Come back. Now you can come back. All right.
Please. Please. we're
Anyway, so
desperate.
seriously,
but no,
this game
the
is
fucking robot.
fantastic.
Anyway, as I was saying, in a worse game, a gimmick like the robot would be like something you like dread playing. Like it's like the good part of the game is just playing as Kirby. Like if this was a Sonic game,
if this was Sonic Unleashed,
the mech would fucking
allegedly
suck ass probably. But no, the mech is sick. It's like it just feels like a bigger, heavier Kirby because it has abilities too, and it's
but you can
shit, dude.
You can mix abilities too.
Yeah,
it's what
God
I like
damn
about Dreamland 3, and I'm pretty sure I played this. I might have played this out. When did this one come out again? Say that again.
2016.
2016.
Okay, so I definitely played this after Dreamland 3. So this took like what I liked about when I played Dreamland 3, and like was like it's a mech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like yeah, duh.
I would say like on an objective scale, like not just personal favorite, but like on an objective scale, this is probably the best Kirby game.
I don't know if I would say best Kirby game, but it is definitely widely considered one of the best.
I can't
think of a single like major flaw that the game has, honestly.
It depends on your viewpoint. You could argue that maybe the level aesthetics aren't as varied because everything is mechanized and like cyberpunk style.
Yeah.
That's a taste thing.
Counterpoint.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, counterpoint him. Go ahead.
You good? Okay. Counterpoint. Kirby levels, despite having a lot of goofy and weird names, they're not always the most unique. Like,
yeah, true.
You know, they do recycle a lot of the same level aesthetics over the course of the
fire,
series.
here's desert.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
In the same world, you'll have the same looking
it's like,
areas.
Everything is mechanized, but like it's different from what the series has done up to that point.
Yeah.
So I give it a pass.
Yeah, it incorporates a lot of gameplay and story into one package, and I think they did a really good job with it. I played through this game. I also played through at least most of the Meta Knight mode because you unlock that as an extra one. You get to do that as like DDD for Triple Deluxe, but like who's gonna play through Triple Deluxe to do that?
Jack will.
And Dude would. He probably has.
He would.
Jack
not
will for
us.
stream.
But yeah,
Jack, if I let you have Planet Robobot, you have to play Triple Deluxe.
I'm okay with this.
It's a package deal. You only get to do both. You don't get to pick one over the other.
No, I can play Planet Robobot regardless.
Oh,
but if he wants to,
nope. It's got to be a package deal. You got to play them both. It's both or nothing. So I guess it's pretty obvious, Jack. You're giving Robobot an S.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would give it an S. It's one of the best ones. Like I said, I think. From a personal perspective, you can argue it's not the best. It's just like top 3 or top 5, but it's widely regarded one of the best, and for a good reason. It's got solid boss fights. The power-up list is solid. The mechs and cool, just insanely cool, and makes the gameplay better for it. And it's just a really solid Kirby game all around.
Lennon, your rating?
K squared.
K squared. Okay, I need to.
All right. So yeah, Kirby Planet Robobot. We got a couple more games left. The next game that came out was Kirby Star Allies for the Nintendo Switch. Originally released March 16th, 2018, actually. Really? I kept thinking it was 2019.
Nope.
But no, 2018. It was the first Kirby game to get post-launch updates. If you play this at launch and never went back, I'm sorry, because a lot of good stuff was added for free well after the launch of the game. So Star Allies is kind of weird. It doesn't have a lot of levels. there's only 4 major levels. They're big worlds. They have a lot of levels in them. But there's World of Peace Dreamland, World of Miracles Planet Popstar, Fortress of Shadows Jambast Station, and then Far-Flung Starlight Heroes, and that's the only 4 worlds. There's a lot of levels in each of them, but there's only 4 major worlds. There is one extra level, but it's literally just used for the final boss, and that is it. They also introduced a world map system that was a little bit closer to like a new Super Mario Brothers style or Super Mario Brothers 3 or World style overworld map that you could travel around for the different worlds. They would reuse this in the next game we're going to talk about after that, but it was a little more robust in that game. But yeah, Kirby Star Allies also incorporated multiplayer again. You can play as a crap ton of different friends and companions that they have if you have the updates.
It's
true. Jack, what's your experience with Star Allies?
I have played and beaten this game, but it's been since the year it came out, so I haven't touched a lot of the extra shit.
Shit's so good.
I will say, like, I like the addition of the, like, playable partner characters. Like, I love that they brought back Adeline. And there are a bunch of cool partners that you can have in the game. I will say, like, as a gimmick, the partners aren't super... I mean, it's just Kirby Superstar again, but there's 3 of them instead of just 1.
Yeah, but they can all kiss and have friendship powers.
That's true. They can all kiss and then do, like...
a somersault.
Superpowers and... yeah. Kirby Star Allies is okay. It's like... I don't dislike it, but I kind of feel the same way about it as I do Triple Deluxe. I like it a little more than Triple Deluxe, I think, but I would still probably give it a C. I realize it's probably too early to give my ranking, but oh well. There you go.
That's all right. So I played Kirby Star Allies shortly after it came out, and then I went back afterwards for the post-launch updates. I'm looking at the list of different playable helpers as well as the copy abilities, and it's an alright list of things, but like the one thing that I can't get over in Star Allies is there's not a lot of levels. Like, even though the worlds are pretty, like, have a lot of levels in them and the levels are pretty big, there's still not a lot of levels. Like, your average Kirby game has more to play through than this. You really have to make a lot of use of the extra mode they added, which is Guest Star Allies. It's you get to play as all the different friends. Like, you can play as Meta Knight, King Dedede, almost every enemy that you can befriend in the game, you can play as them. They added, so many characters that you can play as. I don't even remember them all. I'm like trying to find like the list where like you can play as everything. But yeah, there's so many characters you can play as. Oh, here's all right. There's Bandana Waddle Dee. You can play as the friends returning from Dreamland 2. You can play as Marks. You can play as Dark Meta Knight. Like, you get a lot of different characters you can play as, and that's really the draw of the game. Do you want to play as a character that's not Kirby and have fun in a Kirby game with them? Star Allies has like all of them up to this point. You can play as all of them, just about. But other than that, it's just... I'm conflicted. I don't know what to give this game. Like, on the one hand, the Star Allies mode and like being able to play as the different characters might actually boost it to like an A. Like, it's actually really good with that. But if I'm just looking at it as just like a Kirby game and I'm just trying to play as Kirby, it's like a C.
So give it enough.
No, I guess I'll round it out to a B. I hate that I keep giving these games Bs, but it definitely is like a B game if...
Kirby's a B series. Let's be real.
It's a B series.
For what? Star Allies is not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It suffers from Triple Deluxe, where its main gimmick is kind of... And as a single-player game, it's pretty...
Yeah.
And then especially, just like the core game, like no updates, it's very... Even with the updates, you're like, okay. I don't know. You can do a lot better Kirby on Switch.
Yes, you can. This is another case of...
They did better.
This is another case of, like, the game that comes after this makes this one look worse.
Like,
by comparison.
Like, a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
We, like, got a copy, like, new copies of this game in store again, and I was like, why? There's 2 better retail Kirby games. Stop it.
Yeah.
Nintendo. Flush this one down the toilet. Or sell it for $30. How much it, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
Kirby Star Allies really should be a game that they should be discounting and adding
if they
to their
were
Nintendo Selects.
If they were to ever to bring back the Nintendo Classics for the Switch and start selling games for like $20 again, or even $30. Star Allies would be a good title
Star
for
Allies
that.
would be like a top contender for that, because it's a good $30 game, but if you're paying $50 or $60 for this, I feel sorry for you, dude. There's better games for that price.
yeah, and I already did that, so you don't need to. Take it from me. Go spend $40 on a loose card of Planet Robobot.
Oh yeah, no, you're way better off for that for $40.
I give this a discount K.
Discount K.
Yeah, because that's what the game
Nice.
feels like.
So yeah, that's Kirby Star Allies. The last main series game just came out last year as of this podcast. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. March 25th, 2022 is its release. First fully 3D main series Kirby game. You got levels including Natural Plains, Everbay Coast, Wendaria Remains, Winterhorns, Original Wasteland, not spelled Original, it's Null, and Redgar Forbidden Ruins. It's got another extra mode like a lot of series have, a lot of games in the series have, that actually continues the plot and adds post-game stories, so that's really cool. Yeah, no, this is the game that Kirby fans were waiting a long time for.
Yeah. When Kirby and the Forgotten Land came out and I played it, I'm like, why the fuck did this take so long to make a 3D Kirby game?
Did you see the interview that they had about that? Because they answered why. Apparently, yes. Very recently there was an interview, and the reason why it took them so long to make a fully 3D Kirby game was because Kirby is round. And because of that, it's hard to angle, like get a good grip on where he's facing in order to like control him. Like if he's using like projectile-based moves, you might not know where you're aiming because it can be kind of hard to tell. And I get that. I guess.
That's
yeah,
dumb.
it's kind of a weird reason, but like I get it. But yeah.
Give him a mohawk then.
Give him a mohawk, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
You'll know
straight
exactly.
line. You know where he's
You'll know
facing.
Yeah.
exactly.
See, Kirby and the Forgotten Land didn't need to have any like major gimmicks for it to be a great Kirby game, but it has 2 big ones that like take it from like a great game to one of the best Kirby games. Ability upgrades, and mouthful mode. Like abilities that can just be straight upgraded, and you can like, even if after you upgrade them, you can go back and use their original forms if you want to.
Yeah. They basically just took like similar power-ups and then just tiered them off.
Yeah.
Because they brought back a lot of power-ups, and then they were just like, all right, now this one levels up into this one.
Like, it's so cool seeing how like crazy, and it's not even like any of them are like broken or any of them are really bad, but like some of them like start off, they might not start off great, because I remember thinking when I first started playing the game, man, Cutter kind of sucks in this game. And then you upgrade it to the Buzzsaw. It's one of the best abilities in the game.
Oh yeah, Buzzsaw is so fun.
But like, no, there's so many like fun upgrades to every ability in the game. Even sleep gets a fucking upgrade. And then Mouthful mode, where there's not like a ton of different modes, like not as many as there are abilities in the game. But I mean, it's a fun gimmick that like adds another layer to the gameplay and like makes for some fun like platforming challenges.
And there's a lot of Mouthful modes. It's not just like a few of them. There's like
there's like 10, right?
So there's Arch Mouth, Big Rig Mouth, Car Mouth, Coaster Mouth, Cone Mouth, Dome Mouth, Light Bulb Mouth, Pipe Mouth, Ring Mouth, Scissor Lift Mouth, Stairs Mouth, Storage Mouth, Vending Mouth, and Water Balloon Mouth. Now, some of these are utilized a lot more than others, but they're...
Yeah. Some of them you only use like once or twice in the whole game.
Exactly. But like, the fact that there's so many, and you get good use out of them.
That is more than I remember, I will say. So, I mean, that literally wasn't even a complaint, because like, I never felt like there wasn't enough. But, and then the level design is just fucking incredible. And, like, the spectacle of all of the levels, like, they're able to do so much more with the visuals in a 3D setting than, like, a normal Kirby game. And it looks and plays like...
good.
I'm trying to think of a... Good. I'm trying not to say
it plays and looks like good
too much. It plays and looks like good. This is a good game.
Yeah. Did you have anything you want to add about Forgotten Land?
Me?
Jack.
No.
Before.
Oh no, I'm good. I've already spent too much time talking about it.
S tier game.
Easily.
This
is a top 3 Kirby game.
I streamed this game. This game is really, really fun. I like the Mouthful mode. It's very similar, in my opinion, to like how much I enjoy the mech from Planet Robobot. Just having so many different abilities, and you can use them in different ways, and they really like utilize them in ways to like make little mini puzzles throughout the levels. They really make good use of them to make you like explore different areas so that you can unlock because you have to collect the Waddle Dees, and they'll be locked behind different the Waddle Dees will be locked behind different things, and a lot of the time Mouthful mode will be utilized for that. Like Jack said, the level design's really good. Like, this game isn't really like the Mario Odyssey of Kirby because the levels aren't that big. They're still your typical average level length, but the scope of them can be really big. And there's a lot of levels per world. It's kind of more like Super Mario 3D World, but even bigger scope. And you get like, there's just, the levels are a little bigger because of that. So it's just like, imagine like a halfway in between like Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario Odyssey, but like make Kirby with that. That's about like where you're at.
It's called Mario Sunshine.
I was gonna say, I'd say in terms of like game structure, it's closer to Galaxy than
pretty close to Galaxy 2.
Yeah, I would say like 3D Land in terms of gameplay, Galaxy in terms of progression.
Right, yeah, because
like
you have a main hub world too.
Yeah.
And Galaxy has a hub world, and you can do a lot of stuff in that hub world. So yeah, no, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no,
it's like, yeah,
S-tier game.
To compare it to fucking Mario Galaxy and Super Mario 3D World, I mean, like, it was my game of the year in 2022 because I barely fucking played anything in 2022. But that's not to say that this wasn't going to win regardless.
Yeah, it's like when we talked about our games in 2022, the only one that really stuck out for all three of us was Forgotten Land. Like, and they came out with 2 Pokemon games this year. That past year, they came out with a bunch of other games, and honestly, like, we were like, no, Forgotten Land is really good.
It's the 2022 was the year of Kirby.
Yeah.
Every year's the year of Kirby.
if you believe hard enough. Yeah, no, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is an S tier game. One of the best Kirby games. It's probably it's like number 2 for me, maybe even number 1, but it's like at least top 3, like Jack said. How do you feel about Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Landon? It's got part of your name.
Does it? Forgotten?
Land.
Oh, no, I'm forgotten. It's really, 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 really... You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It's super fun. I had a great time playing through it. I had a really good time going through and getting all the Waddle Dees, getting all the upgrades, doing all the stuff. Playing through the post game was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
so good.
There's a whole entire post. I haven't even touched the fucking post game.
Fuck you.
Wait.
You can't even talk about the game until you go play. Stop.
Oh.
Get out of here. Go play the post game right now. And then.
But I like the regular game that much.
That's fair. It is really good. But no, the post game's fantastic. Yeah, no, it's a solid game through and through. I would give it definitely. I don't know. I think I forgot what I'd give it.
A broken slot machine of K's. They're just pouring out of that thing.
I forgot the K. Just give it a forgotten K. But
Forgotten K.
But no, it's I like pretty much every aspect of it. The only thing I probably don't care for is the the stupid hard challenges for the arena.
Yeah, I didn't play too many of those.
Normal arena was fine. Second tier arena was fine. It's the final tier arena is stupid because you have to. It's a stupid gauntlet of bosses, including the final boss from the post game. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you don't have a whole lot of resources for it. So I didn't care for that.
Serious Kirby gamers only.
Yeah, for and a little bit of luck.
They entirely just made that mode just for Ant Dude, and that's it.
Kay Bailey.
And Katie, yeah.
Yeah, those are the two people. And I don't even know who one of those people are. And the other person, no one knows who that is. Ant Dude. Who's that? Anyway. Is he an ant?
Or is he a dude?
I think he's just an ant. He's just a sentient ant that people find funny for some reason. I don't get it. No, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, top tier. For sure.
All right. So yeah, that's the main series. But there were, if you know Kirby, you know that there's a ton of spin-offs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through them in order. I'm going to say the name of the game when it came out. If we played it, stop me. If not, we move on.
What we'll do is we'll say smash or pass.
And if someone says smash, then we're going to stop and talk about it.
Yeah.
Kirby's Pinball Land. Game Boy, released in 1993.
Just pass.
Never played.
Just pass.
I played it. It was pretty good.
Just pass.
Move on to the next one. Kirby's Dream Course, released on Super
Smash!
Nintendo
Smash!
in 1995.
Smash!
I did not play this, but you guys could talk about it.
I fucking love Kirby's Dream Course.
It's really fun. It's a great multiplayer game. If you're trying to play it by yourself, fuck off.
No. It's not it is a multiplayer experience through and through.
Yeah.
And it is one of the best 2-player head-to-head games I've ever played.
It's so funny. We piss each other off so much with it. It's terrible.
It's fantastic.
But it's a great, we love it because it's an easy game to, if we beat a game early on stream, we can pull that open and then just piss the other person off.
Just play Kirby's Dream Course for a half hour.
It's fun.
And one of us will be upset when it's over.
But then we're still friends afterwards, so it's fine.
Yay.
Yeah. Or I just change who the player is on the Switch release because it's fun.
True.
Anyway, all right.
Next one was Kirby's Avalanche, released for the Super Nintendo in 1995. It's Puyo Puyo. Have you played
Never
Puyo
played.
Puyo? Have you played Dr. Robotnik's Me and Bean Machine? Okay, you played Kirby's Avalanche. Moving on.
Isn't Kirby an asshole in that game?
He's an absolute asshole. He throws shade at everyone. He talks and he's just so mean to everyone. It's the only reason. It's the only reason why you should play this game.
Good.
If nothing else, like it is. He's funny. Kirby's Block Ball released for Game Boy in 1996.
Pass.
What the? You made that up.
I
Pass.
actually just recently bought a bunch of these games because the virtual console's closing down. I haven't tried most of them out yet. Just pass.
I wish I bought those.
For the only released in Japan for the Satellaview, there was Kirby's Toy Box.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this one.
This is an easy smash. Landon, what's your favorite thing? Kirby's
it's
Toy
that
Box?
Kirby.
It was a download game.
There's a Kirby Star Stacker released for the Game Boy in 1997.
Pass.
Kirby Tilt and Tumble released for the Game Boy
Pass.
Color in 2001.
Pass.
Okay. Kirby Air Ride for GameCube in 2003.
Smash.
All right. You guys could talk about it. I have not played Kirby's Air Ride, regrettably.
Do you want
I've heard
shitty kart racing game?
Yeah.
Because that's...
I mean, it's a shitty kart racer, but it has city trial.
It has city trial. It's fun, but it's like...
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like, if you... Like, some of the karts in this, some of the warp stars are, like...
Yeah.
Awful to use.
Yeah.
Some of them are really good, and then there's Meta Knight.
Yeah.
The reason why I specifically said that Forgotten Land was the first main series 3D game is because City Trial is a 3D aspect mode. So I wanted to cover the well actually.
Yeah.
But yeah. I did not get to play Kirby Air Ride. But I've heard City Trial's fun.
No, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
God, yes.
There was an e-reader series for Game Boy Advance. Kirby Slide. On the DS, there was Kirby's Canvas Curse in 2000.
Hell yeah. Smash.
Right. You guys can talk about that.
I played this, I played it when I was a kid for a little bit.
I got all the way to the final boss. I don't think I beat the final boss because the final boss is really hard.
I was going to say, I don't think I remember finishing it, but I definitely played it, and I remember liking it a lot.
It's fun.
I remember hearing it was one of the best DS games at the time when it came out.
For being like a game...
Do you remember...
Go ahead.
Do you remember the commercial where Kirby is, like, going on a date with a finger?
No? What?
Oh my god. Holy fuck. I'm putting this in the spoilers. It's
Join
one
our
of my
Discord
favorite commercials.
so you can watch this commercial, or just go look up the commercial and watch it.
This was like an early Kirby experience for me too. I didn't talk about it when we were introducing, but like it was a very early Kirby experience for me, and like a Kirby game that doesn't play like a Kirby game traditionally, but it's still really fun. Like you just draw the line for Kirby and. He's a ball and he just follows it. It's super fun.
I don't have experience with Canvas Curse, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean,
regrettably, I want to get it.
I mean, like, I give credit to Canvas Curse for being like, I guess it wasn't the first Kirby game that was like totally weird and different, but like, I don't know. It's very different for like what the series had up to that point. Because
the thing is that even Pinball Land had like an actual like story element and like gameplay progression to it. So like Pinball Land was probably the first of like the really weird Kirby games that are still like actual Kirby game experiences. But Canvas Curse is probably one that a lot of people like look back fondly over. So
yeah.
The next game that came out was Kirby's Epic Yarn for the Wii in 2010.
Pass.
Smash.
Make him pass it. Make him pass it because he wants to talk about it.
This is a smash, and I have to say, I'll let Jack talk first because we talk in that order. So
I love Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Hell yeah!
Fuck people who don't like this game. This game fucking rules. Who cares if you don't die? You barely die in Kirby games to begin with. The challenge is collecting as many gems as possible.
Exactly.
And getting a gold in every level is actually pretty tricky. You don't have to do it, but I mean, you're a bitch if you don't.
The incentive's there because they give you they give you stuff that you can unlock, because you can like customize like a house and like buy stuff with the beads.
You unlock like fucking you unlock shit for your house. You unlock like music to play on your like stereo in your house. Yeah, no, it's I fucking love Kirby's Epic Yarn.
The levels are really good. The music is really good.
The level, my god,
the aesthetic is just
level
so
design.
Nice.
The level design in this game is fucking incredible, and the way that the levels are like, not like level design, but like level aesthetic design.
Yeah,
is phenomenal.
It's like so it has
presentation. That's the fucking word I was looking for. The presentation is fucking fantastic.
Like you can use Kirby. The thing about Kirby's Epic Yarn is you don't have the copy abilities in this game. But if you've played the first Kirby game, like first Kirby's Dream Land, then it's not going to be that alien to you. But instead, you get this like little lasso, and you can like tie up enemies and roll them up into a ball and throw them. You can grab zippers and unzip stuff, and it'll unlock like additional parts of a level. You can like that whole aspect is really cool. You can play with up to 2 players because this originally was not meant to be a Kirby game, and then they decided to make it a Kirby game. So you have Prince Fluff as your side character that can be played with your player 2. And whether you play this as 1 player or 2 players, like this game is a blast. And like Jack said, yes, it doesn't matter. Yes, you don't die, so you don't get the iconic Kirby death jingle, whatever. Who cares? It's fun. The bosses, the levels, they're great. This is actually my favorite Kirby game. My favorite Kirby game isn't even a main series game.
Smash,
indeed. This is like one of the few Kirby games I played like the hell out of, basically to completion.
This Kirby game gets a fat 0 out of nothing from me.
No!
No, Cloud. 0 out of nothing is a perfect score.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I like his reaction more. But it's fun. I could be that person that just makes all the complaints that you guys just said. Fuck that person. So it's stupid that you die. I mean, what? It's the opposite of that. Stupid that you don't die. No, it's a good time.
I hate that there's no abilities.
I wish it had more copy abilities than what it has, or it has too many copy abilities.
You do get to turn into like different things. Like you can turn into a tank. You get to transform into a spaceship. Yep. Yeah. You get to transform into stuff.
No, it's fun. I need to play.
It got a remake for the 3DS.
It did. I need to play more of it at some point. I think I got like halfway through the game, but I enjoyed it. It's a good time.
Kirby's Epic Yarn lives up to the name Epic. The next game that came out is Kirby Mass Attack. Literally the year after.
So, real quick, you guys can have whatever opinions you have. I'll probably just set it for you guys because I've recently started playing it. Presentation-wise, it's fine. It looks really nice, especially for a DS game.
Never said it wasn't.
I know you didn't, but I'm just saying how it is.
Yeah, it's good presentation-wise.
The levels take too long for the style of gameplay.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I felt my fingers cramping when I played. Like, when I was trying to play that game, I had to put it down multiple times because I was like, my fingers hurt.
And that's just from playing one level.
Yeah. I have, and I'm going to tell this story, I have a very vivid memory, like my most vivid memory of playing Kirby Mass Attack. I think it's World 2, where you're like not in a cave, like inside a pyramid, I want to say, and you have to use your Kirbys. You have to like fling them at this boulder to push it forward. And I'm in bed it's like 12:30 in the morning, and I have school the next day, and I can't sleep. So I'm playing Kirby Mass Attack until I fall asleep. And I'm just like sitting here swiping the Kirbys at this boulder, and the boulder is barely fucking moving, and I'm just like, I'm having the worst time right now. I hate this so much.
My main problem with Mass Attack is not only is it like the levels are too long for what they are, but I don't know if I'm the only person that had this problem, but like, so there's a lot of Kirby games like from like the mid 2000s onward, you have to get at least a certain amount of a collectible to progress the game. This happens in Forgotten Land, but it's not bad. You can basically always have what you need. It happens in a few other games, but in Mass Attack, I feel like it's strict. Like, I actually got to a point where I was stuck and I had to go back and redo other levels, and I didn't want to redo any of them.
Yeah, the furthest I got into Mass Attack was the World 3 boss, which I think I never beat because I got frustrated, and then I never played the game again.
Yeah, to unlock the final world, you have to get the rainbow medal from every single level.
Oh, fuck that!
Yeah, that's probably why you never
stupid.
beat it.
Yep.
And
yeah, no, strict.
It's like
so it's not just me then.
I only played through World 1 to get an experience before this. I was trying to play a couple Kirby games before we did this. And Squeak Squad, Mass Attack were two big ones that I hadn't played. So I was like, let me go through those real quick. And about as much time as I spent on Squeak Squad, I spent probably close to that on World 1 of Mass Attack.
Jesus.
That's what it felt like, at least. It just takes forever to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's like not even, I don't know, the gameplay just, it's not as deep as it could be. Like, it's just not super exciting to me.
Yeah.
If I were to, it's not the worst game I've ever played, but if I were to give this, like, this would probably be the only
on the Kirby
game
tier list, yeah, it's like a D.
This is an easy D.
Yeah.
It's not quite an F, but it's probably the only D in the entire series.
I told Jack this, but this game has one of the highest Metacritic scores for Kirby games.
I hate that. I don't
so
understand that.
It's so funny.
Metacritic is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no. Like, have they talked to people who've played these games?
I think it actually has a high user rating too.
That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but there is a fan base for this game, and I think we're kind of in the minority.
We might be in the minority, but we don't care for Mass Attack.
Nope.
I think it's funny that, like, even me, like, coming from this I don't have, like, any nostalgia for this game, or, like, negative nostalgia. I just was like, oh, I wonder what it plays like. Oh. Meh.
Doesn't play very good.
It's like, meh. I have no desire to finish it.
And you know what? I remember being excited for the game before it came out. I bought it, I don't think it was launch day, but it was like close enough. I bought it because I was like, this is going to be cool. It's like a 2D Pikmin, but with Kirby's instead of Pikmin.
Yeah, I remember.
And it's so much worse than that.
I remember I got this because I was in the middle of like my Kirby hype phase. Like, this was when I really got into Kirby. Like, I had just finished playing through Epic Yarn. I had played through a bunch of other games at the time, and I decided to play Mass Attack, and I was just like, this game is not it. Like, I think I remember I was also in the minority though at the time, because I think I remember I mentioned it wasn't hitting for me on GameSpot in our union that we used to have. We used to have a union board, and I remember
Shout out all on Nintendo.
I remember there was a few people that played it that were like fans of it. I think like there was a user that liked it a lot, and I was just like, that's cool, man, but I don't know. Like, this game's we've talked enough about Mass Attack though. We're gonna move on. More spin-offs. There was a lot of eShop games.
Oh god.
You had Kirby Fighter Deluxe, which came out in 2014. It was released as a standalone, which was based on the Kirby Triple Deluxe subgame Kirby Fighters. DDD's Drum Dash Deluxe, which was based on DDD's Drum Dash, also released on the same day. That was the first two. I don't know if you guys have anything to talk about with them. I didn't bother with them.
I
Never
own the
played
DDD
them.
one. So I'll say this, especially because they're like just expanded versions of the minigames in like Triple Deluxe, and then when you talk about Kirby's Blow Hard Fuckery, which is probably next on your list,
we'll get there.
It's just the minigame from Planet Robobot. It's just expanded versions of that.
I think I might have played Kirby Fighters Deluxe a little bit. It was okay. I didn't play. I don't think I played DDD's Drum Dash. No, the next game that actually came out was Kirby and the Rainbow Curse for the Wii U in 2015.
I own that. I played a level of it.
I also own it. I've played a world of it.
Wow.
For some reason, like, it's not bad, and I want to get back to it one day, but like, for some reason, I just could not get into that one the same way I could into a one day maybe. But I just couldn't get into it as much as I could Canvas Curse. Like, it might be because of the smaller screen and like the handheld nature makes Canvas Curse like easier to pick up and play. It's like, I don't dislike the gamepad, but for the purpose that it serves in that game, it's like a little bit awkward. I don't know. It's I haven't touched the game since it came out. I still own it, so stream game one day for sure. But
depends on how it displays.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
From
then
what I remember,
the next two games, which came out a couple months apart, are based on Planet Robobot sub-games. First, you had Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, which was on the eShop based on Team Kirby Clash in Planet Robobot, and then Blowout Blast, which was based on Kirby 3D Rumble, which came out in July. They both came out in 2017. I don't remember if I played these as standalone versions. I think I touched them in Planet Robobot, and I thought they were pretty fun, but I don't think I cared for them as like full standalone experiences.
Did you? Because there's the Switch one for the RPG. When's that one on this list? Let's just skip forward to that.
So there's, next game was Kirby Battle Royale for the 3DS in 2018.
Yeah, skip.
Then the first one for Switch is Super Kirby Clash off the Nintendo Switch eShop, which came out in 2019.
Jack, you played this with me, right?
which one?
It's you like play as a Kirby fighter, and there's like RPG levels you go through.
Yeah, there's two eShop ones that are there. One of them is Kirby Fighters 2, and then there's Super Kirby Clash.
I don't remember if I have. It's been a long time.
It's a free Switch game. I thought.
Maybe we did one. Maybe we did once, but it's been a hot.
Yeah, it wasn't. We didn't
remember.
play it very much. I remember it being okay, but it was like free to play. So like, you had to like buy gems and shit.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. You know what? I remember that.
For what it was, like, it just a quick and dirty, like, something to play once. It was fine, but like,
right.
Fuck, trying to like beat that game.
Yeah. No. Thank you.
And then the last one that came out for spin-offs was Dream Buffet, which came out just this past year.
I don't know.
I didn't play
You
it.
just made something up.
I did not, but that game did come out. And then one other title that came out that's worth mentioning is the Dream Collection Special Edition, which came out for the 20th anniversary back on the Wii in 2012. And it was just a collection which includes Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Adventure, Dreamland 2, Superstar, Dreamland 3, and Crystal Shards. So pretty big collection of games.
Great collection, actually.
And a bunch of other extra bonuses as well. That's actually the last major thing aside, because everything else was remakes and stuff.
Nintendo.
Hey, Nintendo.
You should do that again, but like put like Squeak Squad and
Oh yeah, all the GBA and DS games
just do like
and 3DS. Just do it again.
Yeah. If anything, put Planet Robobot on the Switch and charge me $60.
Yeah. I will gladly pay $60 for Switch Robobot.
Yeah. You could just add like a fucking, I don't know, post game where I play as fucking Bandana D in a mech too, and call it done.
Dude, that would be so hype.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I think that'd be cool. Dude, Meta Knight with a little mech, that'd be sick.
You get a mech for like D to D, Bandana D.
Now I want this.
Yeah, see? So that's like, Nintendo could like, but Nintendo should re-release some of the like handheld Kirby games again as like a special like.
It's been a hot
edition.
minute since a collection. Yeah. I think we're due for a collection. I think you're right.
Isn't it? Is it this year that Kirby's like anniversary, or was it last year? Or something?
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kirby and the Forgotten Land came out during the year of Kirby's 30th anniversary. So Kirby's 31 years old now.
Damn, bitch.
Kirby's the same age as me. We need a new collection. So last thing to wrap up, let's just go around the room. You can mention a top 3 or top 5. What are your favorite Kirby games?
Starting with me?
Yeah, of course. It's always starting with you,
Okay.
Jack. You're always first.
You're the baby.
Top 5 in no particular order. Superstar Ultra, Nightmare in Dreamland, Forgotten Land, Planet Robobot, and
this can be spin-offs and main series.
I'm torn between Return to Dreamland and Epic Yarn. One of those two. That's
just
tough.
Remember the experience you had playing with me with Return to Dreamland. So give it to.
That's
Epic
when he
Yarn.
picks Epic Yarn.
Yeah.
Damn, you stole my thunder.
Yep, stole the joke from you.
Yeah.
Just ripped it out from under you.
Well, the 4 S's are Superstar Ultra, Nightmare in Dreamland, Planet Robobot, and Forgotten Land. So that's a top 4 for sure. I would probably say Return to Dreamland after that. And then Epic Yarn is a very, very close 6th place.
Okay. My top 3 or 5. So, unfortunately, I don't have as much experience in some of the games I want to say are higher up on my list, because if I had played through Superstar Ultra all the way, that would probably be one of my top games. If I actually played Return to Dreamland, that would probably be one of my games. Unfortunately, I don't have those. But I would definitely say
the ones you played.
I would definitely say Nightmare in Dreamland for sure. Kirby's Epic Yarn, that's my favorite one. Planet Robobot, Forgotten Land, and I guess Crystal Shards, honestly. Out of the ones I've played at least a really large chunk of, if not like gotten near the end.
I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah, I would say Crystal Shards.
Crystal Shards would probably be number 7 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those are my
looking at
picks.
it.
I would swap Crystal Shards with Superstar Ultra, pending a full playthrough of Superstar Ultra, but I'll say Crystal Shards for now. What about you, Landon?
Planet Robobot, Forgotten Land, and then probably... Oh, jeez. What was it? Probably Dreamland 3.
Yeah, that's
for Crazy Kirby.
Crazy Kirby.
Those are probably my 3 favorite. I mean, I still have a lot to replay, but most Kirby games are pretty solid. Some of them are kind of smelly.
I mean,
they're smelly relative to other Kirby games.
It's not like Sonic, which has literal garbage dumpster fire games.
Yeah. Jesus.
The rest of them are just kind of they're there, they're cute, they're fun, they're little games, but like whatever.
God, when's the Sonic retrospective 2?
Oh God. Do you guys want to stay up for 12 hours for that one? I don't think so.
That's going to be like 8 podcast episodes.
I was going to say, that's going to be like, we're going to have to split it up. It's going to be like, welcome to our month of Sonic podcast number 12.
This episode is already too long.
Yeah.
And it's like only an hour and a half or some shit.
Al's hyped for that.
This is a decent length, but yeah. So yeah,
it's actually 2
those were our
hours.
experiences with. That's our experiences with Kirby.
We love Kirby.
We like Kirby here.
We hate Kirby
definitely.
Cloud, your shirt hasn't been very visible for.
I had a Kirby shirt the entire time.
I don't.
So yeah, if you are watching the VOD, watching this on YouTube, or if you're in our Discord server, let us know about what your favorite Kirby games are. If you're watching the podcast, hopefully you can find us elsewhere on the internet and you can, let us know your feelings about Kirby. But thank you all for listening in. We've got more podcasts in the future, and we will see you next time. Have a good one and take care.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. If you enjoyed us, consider subscribing to our podcast RSS feed, or check out our content on youtube.com/GamingStooges and twitch.tv/GamingStooges. If you'd like to chat with us, join our Discord. The link can be found in the episode description. See you next time.